What's up, y'all? Yes, it's your girl, Tanya Marie, coming to you again here with another one. Yes, y'all, so we have a historic winter storm that is upon us. Are you prepared? All right, well, if not, you do have a little bit more time to get prepared. So we're going to get into it and give you some tips on how you can get prepared for this winter storm. All right, so this is not just any ordinary winter storm. This is a potentially historic winter system, right? A massive, slow moving monster storm stretching 1,500 miles across the U.S., from Texas all the way to New England. Now, by the time it releases its grip, it could leave millions without power, roads impassable, and entire cities frozen in place. More than 160 million Americans are under winter storm or ice storm alerts right now. In my area, ice storm alerts, right? At least 10 states have already declared a state of emergency. Flights are canceled and travel is to a halt, right? No traveling whatsoever. And for many areas, this could be the worst winter weather they've seen in years, y'all. Now, the storm is coming, and preparation right now could save you money, protect your home, and keep you warm when it matters the most. Now, the storm began in the plains and it has rapidly expanded eastward, okay, fueled by a brutal clash between the Arctic air and the moist southern air. All right, so it's a clash between the Arctic and the southern air, right? Now, that collision is what makes this storm very, very dangerous. Now, to the north is heavy snow, 6 inches, a foot, or even more. To the south is crippling ice. Whew, the most destructive form of winter weather. It's going to be bad, y'all. Now, major cities like New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Boston, Dallas, Atlanta, and Charlotte are all in the potential impact zone, right? So that tells you how vast this storm will stretch. Now, in the in the northeast and midwest, snowfall rates could reach 1 inch per hour, right? Creating whiteout conditions. In the south, even a 1/4 inch of ice could bring trees and power lines crashing down. I'm not looking forward to that. I hope we are able to survive that. Yeah, so I don't want no parts of that, right? And this storm isn't rushing through, it lingers, which means longer outages, colder homes, and slower recovery. Now, snow looks dramatic, but ice is what shuts the regions down, right? Freezing rain coats everything in a heavy, invisible shell. Trees start to bend, power lines snap, roads become skating rinks. Scary, right? Officials are especially concerned for parts of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, the Carolinas, Virginia, where there's going to be widespread power outages. Some will be lasting for days. Keep everybody lifted in prayer, y'all. It's going to be rough. And once the power goes out, the cold takes over very fast. So we're going to hear from a TT user here that's going to go over some tips that you can use. Like I said, we have a few hours remaining here, what you can do to get prepared if you still need to get prepared, right?
Unfortunately, this storm is coming, and it's going to be pretty rough for a lot of people. Freezing temperatures, loss of power, travel is pretty much impossible. And within your home, here are a few tips of things that you can do in case things get to the extreme. Make sure you have fresh water stored in your home. And maybe one of the not so obvious uses of this is you can dump water down your toilet and it'll automatically flush even if the water's off. You can thaw water that's in your house that you've been storing, but you can't get water out of a frozen tap. And as long as the power stays on, I highly recommend you at least let your water taps drip just a little bit to keep that water flowing. If you lose power for an extended period of time and your home is at risk of freezing, shut the water off and drain the system. Once you shut the water off to your house, open the tap at the lowest point all the water will drain out of the system. Frozen pipes burst, and then when they thaw, they start leaking everywhere. It's going to be like it's raining in your house if you don't drain the system. As far as windows and doors, if you have your blinds, you can pull those down. It gives a little bit of an insulation. You can use towels. You can use blankets. Put them on the base next to the floor. You can even hang the blankets completely over the front of the window. That'll help again, just enough to stop the drafts. The next few days, we're going to be very active in our DMs.
So those are a few tips that you can do, all right, prior to these storms coming into your areas. So you can do some of those tips as well, all right. So also some other protection we're going to talk about: insulating exposed pipes, especially in garages, crawl spaces, exterior walls. A $5 pipe wrap can prevent a $5,000 repair. So make sure you insulate exposed pipes. Let faucets drip. If temperatures plunge below freezing, moving water is hard to freeze. The TT tipster gave us that as well. Close off unused rooms to trap heat where you need it. Everybody needs to be in one area, so all those other rooms, close them off. Unplug non-essential electronics, right? To prevent damage from power surges when electricity returns. So unplug those lamps, unplug those devices, unplug them, all right? Clear gutters and drains. If you still can, make sure you do that. Ice dams can cause serious roof damage. That's a big bill you don't want. If you have a generator, go ahead and test it. Don't wait until the power goes out and then you start to go ahead and plug your generator in. No, don't do that. Make sure it's working. But a key tip with that generator: never run it indoors or inside garages, right? Very, very key with those generators. If the lights go out, you can stay warm, and that has to be a priority, right? Staying warm has to be a priority. What you're going to do is you're going to layer your clothing: base layer, insulating layer, and an outer layer. This traps heat better than one bulky coat. So we're going to layer and layer. Use blankets strategically. Okay, hang them over doorways and windows to reduce drafts. The TT user did talk about that as well. And everybody should be sleeping in one room. Body heat adds up. We're trying to stay warm. That's the goal. Never use ovens or grills to heat your home. And you know why? Carbon monoxide kills silently, right? Never use an oven or grill, right? If you have a fireplace, make sure the flue is open and keep a fire extinguisher handy. Keep that on deck, okay? Now, winter storms don't just cost you comfort, they cost you just cash, that moolah, baby. Okay, so some ways that you can lower the cost of what this storm could potentially cost you: lower your thermostat a few degrees. Wear layers instead. Every degree matters. Avoid last minute panic buying. Shop smart, not desperate. Y'all tore these stores down, panic buying all the milk, all the bread, all the water, all the meat, all the chicken wings. Everything was gone. Do not panic buy. Some states still have a little time. Just get the essentials on what you need, right? Don't shop out of desperation. Don't do that. Fill your gas tank early. Prices often spike during major weather events. So make sure you go ahead and top your gas tanks off. You still got a little time. Document damage with photos if it happens. Insurance claims go smoother with proof. So document. Okay, so make sure y'all got your phones, okay, plugged up so that you can video, you can take photos of any damage. And prevention is almost always cheaper than repairs. Okay? Now, this storm has the potential to rewrite winter records, right? This might be one for the history books. Disrupt travel and leave communities frozen for days. Now, officials are urging people to stay off the roads, prepare for power outages, and take this threat very seriously. Because once the snow falls, once the ice forms, it's already too late to prepare. So you still have time. Go ahead, get ready now, stay safe, and stay warm. All right. So, hey, y'all drop down in those comments. Let me know, how have you prepared for this historical winter storm? Do you have your winter food? Do you have your snacks? You're not eating your snacks already, are you? Don't do that. Okay. Have you already topped up your gas tank? Have you insulated your pipes? All right. You have your water. At least have the essentials ready to go. So I hope some of these tips on how to prepare for this historical winter storm here will reach someone. But y'all drop down below in those comments. Let me know, how have you prepared for this winter storm. All right, again, y'all, my name is Tanya Marie here with Bold One for Life, where we want you to be unique, be different, but most importantly, just be you. Thank y'all so much for always coming on in the room and blessing your girl with your presence. I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, y'all. Ta-ta for now.